Hey everybody, Professor Snart just checking in here. I am going to click through a couple of things in our online course. First of all, the due dates. So there was a couple of due dates that were actually messed up, so I've changed them here, and thanks to a couple of students who pointed this out. So hopefully everything is clear and all the dates are right. I think I must have been looking at a wrong calendar, but whatever. Anyway, we move on pretty quickly, so we're already through Unit 1, which is pretty simple, just introducing yourself a couple different ways, building yourself a little homepage, we'll call it a homepage, through the journal function, and then using the discussion board. So one of the things that we can already check is you can check the grade book to make sure you're getting the points that you're supposed to be getting, and if you didn't, it's either late, which means it's late and you don't get credit for it, or if you got partial credit, then you probably didn't do either both assignments or complete them fully, like maybe there's no picture for your student homepage, or maybe you didn't reply to somebody else's discussion board post just with a little, hey, you're in agriculture too, or whatever it might have been. But obviously this unit, the one we've just finished, Unit 1, is fairly simple, about as easy as they get, as far as just following directions and kind of doing what it says. So they only get more involved from here on in, but with the pace of how we move through the course keeps, pretty steady. So we're already looking at Unit 2, Literary Analysis and Literary Terms, for Thursday, January 20th, which is, just around the corner, literally. So you really do want to be keeping up with those due dates and really stay on top of things. So I'm just going to click myself into Unit 2 here, and there's a quick video to watch, avoiding plagiarism, and it's obvious stuff. I mean, just don't plagiarize. It's really easy to catch plagiarism these days. It just is. So don't even think about going there. Don't go there, as people say. And apparently I say now too. Then we have some literary terms and a little quiz to do. Again, very basic, and we're just kind of setting some of the fundamental groundwork for being able to talk effectively about the short stories and the play that we'll be reading, and of course that you're writing essays on. It helps to have a good grasp on some basic literary terminology. So again, nothing major as far as the point value, but good groundwork to make sure you have in place there. And then a quick discussion board based on a reading from our textbook, the introductory piece of our textbook, which talks very generally and broadly about the nature of literature and what it is, and how, what constitutes literature, what counts as literature, and hopefully some of the ideas in there will sort of spark your thinking about this stuff, and maybe you'll have a new sense of how broadly we can think about what's literary versus just, Shakespeare and some other dead white guys and that kind of stuff. So anyway, again, a fairly easy unit, but the trick, again, is just to stay on top of it and be sure you're getting things done by the due date and not letting it rest until you're right up against the due date and then you're trying to rush. And of course, that's the time you have computer problems and all that kind of stuff happens. So be aware of those due dates and be sure to follow those directions carefully. And as always, if you have questions or things going on, especially about your grade, or accessing the grade book and that kind of stuff, be sure to be in touch with me, and I'll talk to everybody soon.